Lesson 10. I can use the addition of adjacent angle measures to solve problems. Make sure you are filling out your problem set book as you go along with this video. I will be checking on Monday to make sure that your problem set book is completed. Show all your work. For number 1, we need to write an equation and solve for the measure of angle x. We will not be verifying with a protractor. I will check your work on Monday. So for number 1, it says angle CBA is a right angle. That tells us that we know the angle is going to measure 90 degrees. So if we know that the entire angle is 90 degrees and that part of it is 45 degrees, we need to figure out this blue part of the angle. So we know that 45 plus whatever the blue part of the angle is going to equal 90 degrees. So the way that we can solve is by subtraction. We can take 90 minus 45 to figure out the measure of angle x. We can't take 5 away from 0, so 0 becomes 10 and 9 becomes 8. 10 minus 5 equals 5, and 8 minus 4 equals 4. So we get 45 degrees. So x equals 45 degrees. Angle GFE is also a right angle. So we know that this pink part is 20 degrees, and our entire angle has to equal 90 degrees. So we take 90 degrees minus 20 degrees to get 70 degrees. So we know that 70 degrees plus 20 degrees equals 90 degrees. For number 3, it says angle IJK is a straight angle. A straight angle equals 180 degrees. So we know that both of these angles inside have to add up to 180 degrees. So our known angle is 70 degrees. So we have to take 180 minus 70. 0 minus 0 is 0, 8 minus 7 is 1, 1 minus 0 is 1. So we know our unknown angle is 110 degrees. So 110 degrees plus 70 equals 180. So x equals 110 degrees. Angle MNO is also a straight angle, so we know it has to equal 180 degrees. Our known angle is 83 degrees, so we take 180 minus 83. We cannot take 3 away from 0, so 0 becomes 10 and 8 becomes 7. 10 minus 3 equals 7. We cannot take 8 away from 7, so 7 becomes 17, and we take away our hundredth. So 17 minus 8 equals 9. So we get 97 degrees. So 83 degrees plus 97 degrees equals 180 degrees. Angle QRS is also a straight angle. Now this time we have 3 angles, guys, but we are still solving for the measure of x. We know that this little box in the corner tells us that this is a right angle, and we know that a right angle is 90 degrees. So all 3 of these angles have to add up to 180 degrees. So we need to take 180 degrees and subtract our known angles. This time we have 2 known angles, 90 degrees and 36 degrees. So we need to add those together before we subtract from 180. Or you can subtract them individually, whichever you prefer. We are going to do 90 plus 36 to get 126. So now we can subtract that from 180 to find the angle measure of x. So we cannot take 6 away from 0, so 0 becomes 10 and 8 becomes 7. 10 minus 6 is 4, 7 minus 2 is 5, 1 minus 1 is 0. So the measure of angle x is 54 degrees. For this problem, we need to solve for the measurement of angle ZYB. We know that angle XYZ is a straight angle. So we know that this has to equal 180. We know our known angles are 60 and 108. So we add those together to get 168, and then we subtract that from the total measurement of a straight angle, which is 180 degrees. So when we take 180 minus 168, we get 12 degrees. So we know that the measure of angle ZYV is 12 degrees. In the following figure, ACDE is a rectangle. Without using a protractor, determine the measurement of angle DEB. So we start at D, we go down to E, and up to B. So the angle that we are trying to find is DEB. Write an equation that could be used to solve the problem. So if we know that this figure is a rectangle, we know that this angle right here is a right angle, or 90 degrees. If we know the measurement of half of that is 27 degrees, we can subtract that 27 from 90 to solve for the unknown part of the angle. So when we cannot take 7 from 0, so 0 becomes 10 and 9 becomes 8. 10 minus 7 equals 3, 8 minus 2 equals 6. So we know that this unknown angle is 63 degrees. An equation that we can use to solve that is 90 minus 27 equals 63. The measure of angle DEB is 63 degrees.